Third time, definitely not a charm in Charm City for the Bengals. Mike Petraglia inside M&T Bank Stadium. We're here on Sunday night for the third time in as many losses. The Bengals lose on the final play of the game. This time, a 43-yard Justin Tucker field goal, his fourth of the night, splitting the uprights and sending the Ravens to sole possession of first place in the AFC North, courtesy a 19-17 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals had taken a 17-16 lead with just 1:58 left in the fourth quarter when Joe Burrow executed a perfect quarterback sneak for the game-tying touchdown. The extra point by Evan McPherson was just inside the right upright, but Lamar Jackson led the Ravens on a game-winning drive, and with as time was expiring, it was Justin Tucker to the rescue for the Ravens, who are 3-2. The Bengals are 2-3. When Bengal fans look back on this game, they will no doubt point to the end of the third quarter. The Bengals, after a pass interference call against Hayden Hurst in the end zone, had first and goal at the 2-yard line, 4 chances to get it in. They threw an incomplete pass to Hayden Hurst. Then they ran a trick play. They ran a double reverse, a Burrow to Jamar Chase to Tyler Boyd. They were actually trying to run the Philly special, but Joe Burrow was covered and Tyler Boyd couldn't get rid of the ball in time. Marcus Peters broke through and blew up Tyler Boyd before he had a chance to get rid of the ball. It was an 11-yard loss. On third down, there was a pass to Jamar Chase down to the 2-yard line. Fourth and goal from the 2, and it was another sort of trick play as Joe Burrow tried to execute a shuttle pass, but there was nobody really in sight in the middle of the offensive line, and the pass fell harmlessly into the end zone, and the Ravens took over. Not only did the Ravens take over, they marched 90 yards and settled for a 23-yard Justin Tucker field goal that gave the Ravens a 16-10 lead, and the Bengals did respond with their second touchdown drive of the year. Again, that was Joe Burrow with the quarterback keeper, and that gave the Bengals the short-lived 1-point lead. The other touchdown in this game, a 19-yarder from Joe Burrow to Hayden Hurst, the former Raven. He stretched out his right arm and got the ball into the end zone just before he hit the turf, and that got the Bengals on the board, cutting Baltimore's once 10-0 lead to 10-7, and it was Evan McPherson with a field goal right before halftime to tie this game at 10, despite the fact the Bengals could not get on track offensively whatsoever in the first half. Injury note in this game, and it played a factor. T. Higgins tried to play through the first 2 offensive series of the game for the Bengals. He couldn't go. Zach Taylor said after the game, he came out of halftime, tried to give it a go. He wasn't ready. He wasn't feeling 100% and didn't feel like he could offer anything to the offense. So he sat out the rest of the game, and it was Mike Thomas who had a big catch on that touchdown drive, filling in along with Stanley Morgan for the Bengals offensively. But in this game, Joe Mixon had a good game. He had 14 carries for 82 yards. His carries per average much higher in this game. And when the Bengals were committed to the run, they started to really break through in the second half. Really a frustrating game for a lot of Bengals fans to watch, certainly on national television, as they had tied up a game at 10-10 at half, and they thought maybe Joe Burrow and the offense would take over in the third quarter. It was not meant to be. The Bengals, after stopping Lamar Jackson on 4th and 2 on an incompletion down the right sideline, the very next play, Joe Burrow over the middle, intercepted by Patrick Queen. After the game, Joe Burrow admitted he did not see Queen in coverage on a pass intended for Jamar Chase. After the game, Joe Burrow said, look, we know it's frustrating. 3 walk-off losses, but the entire season is still in front of us. There's still plenty of football remaining. We know we are a good team. Zach Taylor is going to come under a lot of criticism in this game, but he said those 2 plays down at the goal line in which we failed, we had total confidence that that was the right package to call for the look defensively we were getting. Also, La'el Collins caught on camera arguing a little bit or running away from Zach Taylor, who was trying to have a word with him after that failed shuttle pass into the end zone. Zach Taylor said that it was just a miscommunication, and after the game, La'el Collins said he wasn't in the mood to talk, frankly, because he was admittedly very frustrated with the way that play turned out. So that's what the story is here in Baltimore. The Bengals really blow a game that they had every chance to win. They lose it by a score of 19-17 to now the first place in sole possession of first place, the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC North. Be sure to follow all my coverage on Twitter for post-game locker rooms at Trags, Trags. Be sure to follow post-game content on clnsmedia.com. And of course, as always, subscribe to my YouTube page, the Jungle Roar Podcast YouTube page. Click on the link below. We want to hear all of your comments, good, bad, and indifferent. Inside M&T Bank Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.